I joke, I say, listen, I don't care if you're gay, straight, black, white, male, female, fat, skinny, identifies he, him, she, her, they, them, or she, him. I want to make fun of you. I don't care because I'm going to spend 85% of the time making fun of myself. I should be able to make fun of you too. We have what I use as the term toxic empathy. We want to be overly compassionate, but we do it to the exclusion of truth because we don't want to hurt anybody's feelings, or we don't want to seem like we're intolerant. Somewhere along the line, I think we got afraid of the labels. You know, you're going to be called a racist, a transphobe, a homophobe, a xenophobe. You're a misogynist, you're a bigot, and you're like, I don't want to be labeled. You have comedians who are, rather than working for laughs, are working for applause and approval because they don't want to get canceled. People are searching for what's real.
Chad Prather is a comedian, commentator, musician, author, and unapologetically Texan voice of the people. Chad represents something essential to resilience: the power to speak boldly, laugh in the face of adversity, and stay grounded in truth when the culture tries to cancel it.
I got a message today that I thought you might enjoy. Somebody said, Chad, we're offended by your Southern accent. It proves to us you're not intelligent. Well, maybe I'm not that smart. I would love to be as smooth, sophisticated, suave, and debonair as those of you who send me those messages seem to be. I wish that I could articulate my thoughts and enunciate my words as well as you master communicators must be capable of doing. However, I grew up in the state of Georgia where Southern dialect really was our only option. And now, after living all these years in the state of Texas, nobody yet has stopped me for using a phrase such as y'all, or gonna, or fixin' to. Yet you say it makes me sound less than intelligent. You can stop listening. In fact, nobody ever invited you into the conversation. It's okay. Just walk away.
As a communicator, you started in the church world.
Yeah, I pastored. I went to the University of Georgia, then I went to seminary, and then I traveled all over the world, spent a lot of time in third world countries, mission work, humanitarian aid work, medical work, those kind of things. I was pastoring, and I jokingly, I tell you, I was a great preacher. I was a terrible pastor. Something strange happened to me 2 years ago. Just really felt the Lord put his hands on my shoulders and start pressing down. And he said, I made a lot of deposits in you when you were a young man, and now I'm ready to make some withdrawals in a significant way. And I was like, well, it's inconvenient, but let's go. I felt like really impressed to go out and kind of take a biblical worldview and apply it to what's going on in the headlines. And so I've been doing more and more of that, which is a huge change from a lot of the stuff I used to do where I was kind of boisterous and mocking and ridiculing and making fun of stuff, kind of the wild man aspect. Yeah. I mean, I get decorum and I get appropriateness. We all do some inappropriate things. Come on, am I right? Remember, ladies, it's good to be authentically you. Just look at me.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am a medical professional.
I went through a period of time, I was looking for a reality in drugs, alcohol, women, fulfillment, the approval of people, the audience, the crowd. I was looking for those things. In all of that, I kept realizing that there was no reality in the bottom of that bottle. The thing that changed me was the faith of my childhood that brought me back into a place of saying, okay, look, this stuff, not all of this is going to live forever. It's not going to last forever. This isn't eternal. And there's some things in you that God's not going to take to heaven. That's somebody that mentioned the other day. They said, well, you preach a good word now, but you might do another broadcast where you drop an F-bomb. And I go, and you might overeat tomorrow. At the end of the day, I don't think that God's is offended by the things that we are. And you have to be a real person. I think that's what the world's starving for. You've had some stone cold killers on this show, and it's sitting in this room with you. And you've seen some things around this world. I've seen some things from a different perspective and a different experience. But at the end of the day, that's what's real. And I think people are searching for what's real. And if at the foundation of that, it's your faith, sprinkle that stuff in there.
Yeah.
I think that's the season. We've created a dichotomy of the secular versus the sacred. It's all sacred. If you make it sacred, it's all sacred. Jesus gave us one final mandate. Go therefore and make disciples of all the nations. The word disciple in the Greek language, mathetes, we get mathematics from that. So he's literally saying, go out and multiply me in the earth. Teach them all I've commanded you to do, baptizing. And when you do that, he says, I'll be with you until the end of the age. That's how you get the presence of the Spirit of God in your life. Empowerment when you're out there making disciples. And we literally, if you look, Chad, we had with this open border crisis, which obviously we don't approve of, and however many millions of people came to our border, 165 different nations each year represented in encounters at the southern border. We literally had the mission field brought to us, and we weren't ready for it. By and large, the American church was too insulated in their comfort zones and in their overblown sense of that spiritual bubble. We weren't ready for that mission field. The ends of the earth came to us. They're still here. I mean, what are we talking about right now? We're talking about splinter cells, sleeper cells of Iranians in our neighborhoods, and they're here.